Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source for celeb news. Yo, today we got man, we got the link up that we ain't seen coming, but we glad to see it, man. We gonna tell you a little bit about Quay and off. We also got Finesse 2-time told by the chat he getting robbed, man. You know what I'm saying? We got Stefon Diggs. He's showing up in court for the situation that went down with the young lady, man. So I don't know if Cardi's by his side or not. Maybe she is. We don't know. And we got Ray J talking about he slept with over 10,000 women, man. Again, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source Show. If this is your first time to the channel, you know what it is. Be sure to hit the like button if we appreciate if you appreciate the content. You know what I'm saying? Also, hit us with a sub. Check out I forgot what I was supposed to be saying. Never mind all that, because I'm still thinking about what Ray J has said, man. This man said he done slept with 10,000 women, which is crazy, right? Because remember what Nick Cannon said. I never forget some of these things that people be saying. Nick Cannon said out of 10 women, 8 of them, a lot of times, like hygienically, they not A1. 8 of them be like dirty or stinky or something like that. He said like 8 of them smell funny, smell bad is what he said. If I remember correct, if my memory ain't pulling old hide and seek with me, right? He said out of 10 women, 8 of them stink. So 2 of them are okay. So for Ray J to say he done slept with 10,000, take a listen to what he had to say.
So you went on a podcast recently stating that you have slept with 11,500 women.
I did a booby trap party when I reached 10,000.
What?
Yeah. So we did a celebration, booby trap, celebrated my 10,000. I had about 400 or 500 girls that I fucked with came through, supported. It was a massive parade.
You're talking about different partners.
10,000. I think, yeah, a little bit more now.
Different partners.
What you mean?
Like, this could go for how many times you've had sex.
No. These are 10,000 different people.
You said 11.
It's at like 12.5 now, but I wanted it to get to like 11, so I was guaranteed 10.
Okay.
I didn't want to be at 9,000, and I wanted to be at 11. Then I said, okay, we went to 10.
Okay.
Just wanted to make sure I was over.
Do you know what the average is?
What the average what?
Like, you're 45, no? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I can only fuck 1,000 more bitches. I can't do any more.
But the average of the volume of different sex partners, do you know what that is?
What do you mean?
Like,
I understand the math and the skill.
Okay. So that's sleeping with a little over 1.5 women a day for 30 years.
Yeah, the math is different because when we're on tour, we're thinking 5 to 10 a day.
A day, bro.
A day, so you're scaling it. These got way more bodies than me. I got, first off, some of my friends, some of my homegirls, they 45,000 a year.
Okay.
All right, bro, I'm not capping.
Some of your homegirls.
They at least, 45,000 a year. No, like maybe
45,000. It's only 365 days in a year. What kind of bender do they got to go on to make that math make sense?
Broth, stuff like that.
Okay.
Ask Lamar Odom, you know.
But I don't think like that's.
What's your body count? 20,000?
No.
10,000 for sure.
No.
Bro, there's no way. All the football games, everything. You know you was running through for sure 10 after every game.
No, bro.
That's not
That's
fair.
too much energy, bro.
For you? Yeah. That's nothing.
No.
So where you at, 5,000?
Not 5,000.
6.
Not 6.
4.
We like
4.
No.
You for sure 4.
I don't even crack 1,000, bro.
All right. We're not being honest.
1,000? Just think about this. 1,000 women, right? 365.
Yeah. Like, think if you're like 19 365, 1,000, 300.
Bro, I wouldn't.
So you're doing 1,365, right? You're 19, 20, 21.
365
6, 7, 8, 9,
times
30. I'm 45.
5 is 1,800. 1,825,000 women. That's 5 years? No, heck no.
So where are you, 4,000?
No, bro. No.
Cam, like, I want you to continue to be a role model, but you said you was a savage.
Bro, let me tell you something. That's not my vibe.
Okay.
If I'm giving you a rough answer, it doesn't even scratch 1,000.
Got it.
Just being honest.
Okay. And I'm flying. Right now, in the air.
How you gonna put bodies on me, bro?
I never want to put a body on you. I just want transparency in this.
I'm giving you transparency. You mad that I ain't hitting that, bro? Look, woman.
First off, you hit one of the family that you wanted to hit that we was talking about. You already had 20,000.
I never hit that.
I know, but once you do, you already had 20,000 bodies off one twat.
How you get into your number though? Because now how you get into your number is how I'm getting to my number is 2 different ways.
So the girls that just doing 45,000 bodies, right? If you one of them, you're at 45,000 bodies.
So you're talking about having unprotected sex with people who are actively having sex, and you're taking on those members,
all those spirits. And
so
stuff.
that's what you.
That doesn't count for me. I'm one by one. I'm talking about you. I'm one by one. I'm 10,000, 12,000, one person at a time. And shout out to Will Chamberlain. He's at like 25,000.
That's a lot, bro.
Will Chamberlain has a world record. Like I said, 1,000 is all I can do left in my world.
Look, I
right?
don't. For
700,
me,
800.
So you've been a part of a brothel.
Have I been a part of a brothel?
Yeah.
Not like the Bunny Ranch. Not like Lamar.
How many threesomes have you ever had?
Probably about 5,000.
5,000 threesomes, bro?
That equals 10,000.
That's not.
Aha, I see what he's saying now. I see what he says. See, at first I was doing the calculation. I was like, wait a minute now. 45,000, no, what is it, 12,000? Let me see. 12,000, that's how I was doing it. I was like 12,000 divided by 365 days means he's technically hitting off 34 women a day. if it's all in 1 year, you know what I'm saying? Like I was doing the math like that. But then he said, no. If you hit off one that had a couple of hundreds under her belt, then you take on theirs, which technically they say that's how a lot of the numbers are. If you sleep with someone that's promiscuous, then you unprotected wise, then you take on all the bodies that they done took on. You're like, well, then a lot of us are screwed. Yeah. A lot of us are screwed, man, because that's kind of sort of what it is, I guess, right? If you want to do calculations like that, then I guess so. Okay. But that's what happens when folks like to sleep around, man. That's what's going on out there in these streets. Now, speaking about what's going on out there in these streets, and then he tried to put football players on football players. He tried to put bodies on Cam because he's a football player. He like, you're a football player, so you gotta have a bunch of bodies yourself. Cam was like, I don't know, like 1,000 would be crazy. Cam said 1,000 would be crazy. Listen, speaking of football players having bodies upon bodies, Stefon Diggs, okay? This man found himself in court because his personal chef, who previously accused him of assault back in 2025, has found herself in court testifying against bro. And man, is it messy. She has stated that the personal chef has stated that she has had relations with bro. Now, this is how it's going down. Okay, jury selection has begun. It's begun in Boston, right? And the wide receiver, he's catching it from the personal chef. Okay, and she is claiming that Diggs smacked her across the face, right? And then he tried to, put her in a hold, right? using the crook of his elbow around her neck, leaving her struggling to breathe. She fears she's going to black out in the whole 9 yards. Now, his attorney has stated that they are denying these allegations categorically. And they're saying everything that's being stated was unsubstantiated, okay? And this whole mess is rooted in a disagreement about finances. Now here's how the text messages went between the two of them. It appears that she said, the Dedham Police Department, they posted this. It appears that she said, "You gonna be paying me out for the season and money you say you would give me for my business, wasting my covered time being here because you got a covered circus going on. I'm out of your life." He said, "I won't be paying you ish. Cause I look like paying you and paying another chef. Is you high itch? Who the cuss gotta give you money for you business? For you business. I don't gotta do a furthermucking thing." That's what he said. He said, "You can get whoever you want. You got my address. Tell them come take the money. Then," he said, "Oh, my bad. Tell them come take the money then. Cuff you talking about. Show me I'm pusillanimous." She said, "Hi, I can approve." Can you approve my pay with? I don't know. This don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Why would she say, "Can you approve my pay?" Whatever. I don't know. The interaction between the two, at least with the police, like what they posted with the text message, it didn't really tell me too much. However, we do have clips of the jury selection, I guess. Jury selection and what really went down. So first off, let's take a look at the jury. Let's take a look at the jury selection first. So let's take a look at that.
In the matter of the Commonwealth versus Stefon Diggs, docket 2554 CR 1862, are both parties ready for trial?
Good morning, ADA Drew Virtue for the Commonwealth. Commonwealth answers ready.
Andrew Kettlewell from Mr. Diggs, we're ready.
Okay. Sir, if you please stand and face the jurors. Sir, you are placed at bar for the trial, charged with one count of strangulation or suffocation, in that it is alleged that on December 2nd, 2025, you did strangle or suffocate, as defined in General Laws, Chapter 265, Section 15D-A, Mila Adams, in violation of General Laws, Chapter 265, Section 15D-B, in one count of assault and battery, and that it is alleged that on December 2nd, 2025, that you did assault and beat Mila Adams in violation of General Laws, Chapter 265, Section 13AA. And these good jurors whom I shall call are to pass between the Commonwealth and you upon your trial. If you should object to any of the jurors, you will do so after their names are called and before they are sworn. You have the right to challenge two of the jurors without giving any reason for doing so, and as many more of the jurors as you shall have good cause to challenge. You may be seated, sir. Will the jurors please stand and raise your right hands? Do each of you severally and solemnly swear or affirm that you will give true answers to all questions put to you by the court or at its direction, so help you God? Okay. You may be seated.
Yeah, that's what jury selection looked like for them. Now, we also have Stefon. He appeared in court. And actually, no, not her, her. She appears in court, and they asked her a couple of questions concerning the nature of the relationship between the two of them, right? And this is how that played out. Take a listen real quick. So this is slide 2. Take a listen. Take a listen to how she describes their relationship.
How would you characterize your relationship with Mr. Diggs?
I would say it's complicated. We had it started out as friends. It started out as friends, became sexual, and we would meet up, hang out, and we decided I would come work for him like February of 2025.
So you said February 2025, you and he talked about you working for him?
Yes.
And that's as a private...
I don't know, man. The way she was looking when she was thinking about it. This is neither here nor there, right? But the way she was looking when she was thinking, it seemed like she was looking like reminiscing fond memories. You understand what I'm saying? Like, didn't she have the look of like fond memories? I don't know. Whatever the case may be, she said they started out as close friends, and then you know what it is, the mixing of business and pleasure, and this is what you get. Every single time. Now, that's kind of how that played out. To me, this is a classic case of people just not exercising the proper amount of self-control, and now it's coming back to hurt them, right? I mean, it is what it is. And you know, for her, I guess she thought, hey, look, you know, I met a football player, I'm working for him, and now I could potentially have a intimate relationship with him as well as get paid for it. No, I mean get paid for cooking for him in the morning. I think what she thought was, I'll give him buns in the evening, cook for him in the morning, and he'll pay me for the food that I cook for him in the morning type stuff. You can't mix business and pleasure. You can't. Because it's messy, as we see here. Now the man is sitting in court trying to explain himself. You see what I'm saying? That's how you wind up in these types of situations. Speaking of going to court, Finesse 2 times may find himself in court sooner than he thinks, because I think he's getting some advice using ChatGPT potentially as a lawyer. Now, ChatGPT says, don't use me as a lawyer. Now, I don't think people listen, or it says, don't use me for legal advice. Folks don't listen, but that's not going to stop anybody from using chat anyway. Take a listen to ChatGPT asking Finesse 2 times asking ChatGPT about his contract under J Prince and what the chat says. Take a listen to this real quick.
So me and Suge, I done finally found my mob tie contract. Got a lawyer to look over it, but a lot of lawyers, like they don't really want to with it. Like they with it, but they don't really want to with it. I got a couple people that have reached out to me, and I just sent it to them, and I still don't trust this shit a whole lot. So me and Suge finally decided to do ChatGPT. So it's my first time using ChatGPT. I never used this shit. Everybody been encouraging me to try to use it, so I'm finna try to use it for the first time.
You should also put, is there any loopholes?
Have it been breached?
Like,
have this been...
No, actually, is there any loopholes for you to get out of your contract?
Okay. Yes. And especially if the artist had no proper legal advice. But this is not easy to win without a lawyer. So basically, J Prince, the old man, told me don't get a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
He told me, we ain't gonna even go there and fuck. Advance and benefits could be used against you. They gave you cash, jewelry, truck, private plane, etc.
You pay for all that? Yeah,
all that paid back. That means they'll argue you already got paid, so you owe delivery. So walking away could trigger recoupment claims or even lawsuits. Assignment clause, another trap. Transfer the contract to another label, company, anytime. So basically, they can sign their label over to anybody and I still be with them, basically. That's what they're saying. Can't transfer or escape, even the next deal, basically. That keeps you locked in, ownership changes. Okay, real talk. Yeah, that question right there is key, not just random. Short answer. If music was released through a real distributor, your easy loophole is probably gone. Why this matter? In your contract, everything revolves around a distribution agreement. If they secured a qualified distributor like a real label, distribution pipeline, and release music commercially, and the contract locks in and extends automatically. The term becomes tied to that distribution deal. If music was released, here's what actually that usually means for you. You can't use the shopping period exit anymore. The contract likely auto extended. They now control master releases your recording services. Basically, you're in an active deal phase, okay? But don't get discouraged. You still got angles. Even if music drop, you can still look for what is real, qualified distributor. Alright, so now, we go to the Atlantic deal. I went through your contract and I'm gonna break it down plain, no lawyer talk, so you can actually understand what's going on and what the power is. Contract overview. This is a deal between Atlantic Records Corporation, the label, Mob Ties Entertainment, artist company, artist Finesse 2 times, Ricky Hamilton. This is a recording deal. Profit share deal, not just a simple distribution. Exclusive deal, very important. The artist is locked in exclusively to Atlantic. Can't record for nobody else. Label controls all music during the contract. This is standard, but very restrictive. Length of contract. This is where labels win. Starts when deal is signed. First term until albums drop plus 10 months after. Then label has 3 options to extend. Meaning, label can keep him for up to 4 total periods. Artist does not.
That man said he ain't never used ChatGPT. Oh, when he finds out, when he starts asking the chat some additional questions, he gonna lose his mind. Real talk. Like there's gonna be so much information. Look, him using AI, he done opened up a world of information. You ain't supposed to trust ChatGPT. Well, what do you trust? What do you trust? Google? You're trusting Google and your wit? Yeah, you should have your own fountain of information that you go by, right? Whenever you're using any AI, like whenever you're using AI, you should have your information that you're filtering the AI's response through, still to the best of your ability. You know what I mean? But it's pulling from various sources. And it lets you know, like I'm thinking, and I'm pulling sources from Britannica, I'm pulling sources from the encyclopedia, the news sites, everywhere. Now, Finesse also mentioned that the way that the deal is structured, he's essentially locked into the deal. He can't even get out. Even if the company is signed over to another person, he still will owe them the money. The interesting thing about the chat's response was also that it kept using phrases like, if it was a real distributor, or it's not a real distributor, which is interesting. It's essentially saying this deal can't possibly be real. Like this is, whatever you're working with is not official like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro's locked in. Bro is locked in. This is terrible, man. Now, Say Cheese TV posted a couple of things. They said, here's what's bad about this deal. And this is interesting for you to know, for those of y'all that want to get into the industry still, that still want to do music and commercially push it out through labels and all this other stuff. This is very eye-opening. So this is something that you probably want to really lean into. What's bad about a deal like this? See, with AI out now, when people really are getting offers for deals, you really could probably run it through, and it can probably catch a lot of things now it says, hey, don't be using us for no legal advice now, because remember what it is. It's compiling information from various sources, right? And whichever appears to be the prominent narrative, that's generally what it's going by, especially if it's, I guess also if it's accurate. What's bad about this deal? It says, and when I'm saying that, because I had to look into it. Essentially, what I'm saying is this: it's pulling information from the internet, and it's also compiling what the majority says, but it's also doing it against what the facts say. If a majority of people started coming out saying that the sky is red, right? It's going to take that actually into account, or the sky is green. It's going to start taking that into account. And then if enough people say that on the internet, then it would actually start to tell you that it's actually that color. This is why people say you can't really fully trust it. So here's what's being said is bad about this deal. The label owns everything, masters forever, long-term lock with automatic extensions, 360 deal, they touch all income, expenses come out before the artist gets paid, label has final say on almost everything, it's hard to exit once the distribution happens. This is insane. The merch and image rights, the label controls his name, his face, the merch that he releases, and endorsements. He gets 50% of the profits after cost. They could use his image for almost anything. Then there was this other piece about ready, willing, and able trap on the label. If the label won't let you record, won't approve your budgets, because he said that they won't allow him to record, or they won't approve what he's doing or his budgets, right? Or they keep delaying you. You send notice saying, I'm ready to fulfill my contract. If they still block you, you could terminate. The loophole is that you flip it so they become the one in the breach. They lose money too. The strategy is make them spend, they may cut you loose. No guaranteed release success. They're required to release, but they don't have to promote heavily. They can drop and do minimal push. There's a couple of loopholes. If they half behind the releases, you could build a case for bad faith, pressure, negotiation, etc. So it appears that it's giving him options that he can take. But he also said that he was told not to get a lawyer. So I don't know what that's about. You know what I mean? But this is all interesting information for you to know if you're going to be trying to release music or anything and you're trying to go through a label of sorts. I guess AI kind of can cut the labels at the knees too, it sounds like. Let me go to my shout outs real quick. Let me ask you a question. Those of y'all that are still trying to get into music or you're trying to get into any business, whenever you're handed a contract of any sort, do you run it through the chat? And do you check what the chat has to say concerning the contract that you're looking at? I'm curious to know what your thoughts are on that. Or are you against AI and you don't even want to use it for that? You know what I'm saying? Let me know how you view that piece, if you would use AI in that respect. I mean, I think that I had this conversation with some folks yesterday about AI, and this is like, I think what they were essentially trying to tell me is that like AI is being used for evil, and my thought process is like, why wouldn't you then use it for good? Let me tell you what Jesus said. Okay, Jesus made a very strong statement. He said, and this is in Luke chapter 16. He said, the children of this world, right? That is the worldly system, the wicked worldly system. The children of this world are more shrewd in dealing with the world around them than are the children of light. Okay? The children of the world are wiser in their ways than the children of light are in their ways. You understand what I'm saying? Here's how I understand this scripture. People like, for example, with something like AI, the evil people will take AI and use it for all kinds of nefarious purposes to the best of their ability, and they'll maximize the effectiveness of what they intend to do. But you know, God's people, God's children, they are not trying to maximize the resources that they have in their possession at the same level, at the same rate, with the same fervency. You understand what I'm saying? It's like we are not. Here's another way to look at the parable, right? And this is the parable of the unjust steward. It's an interesting parable because the story that Jesus gives is about a person that is being a dishonest manager, and he uses a cunning technique or a cunning strategy to get out of a predicament that he's in. But the strategy that he uses is dishonest. Is Jesus saying it's okay to be dishonest in order to get out of situations? No. Essentially what he's saying is the people of the world, right, of the worldly system that is anti-God, people of the world are often more strategic and intentional and forward thinking about temporary things than believers are about eternal things. You understand what I'm saying? The children of the world are people that are focused on the temporary life, worldly priorities, material gain. Okay? The children of light are believers, the people that know God. The idea is this: a worldly person will take something like AI, right? And they'll plan, they'll strategize, they'll network, they'll invest, they'll think ahead, right? They'll do all of that for money, status, comfort, any of that. But a lot of believers, of God's people, they're very passive, right? They won't utilize the resources that they have in their possession, be it money or AI or anything like that. They won't utilize the resources that they have. They're passive. They're careless. Okay. This is why when I mentioned to you that people will downvote a video because they'll actively downvote a video more aggressively than people will thumbs up a video. By the way, hit us with a like. I would appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the right things, people tend to be passive or careless. You understand? But for wrong things, people get active. That's what people talk about. They get active. Okay. Yeah. So utilize all the resources you have in your possession. Real talk. Because other people are going to use all the resources they have in their possession to fulfill everything they need to fulfill, and they will leave you in the dust. Real talk. Let me go to my shout outs real quick. Where we at over here, man? Shout out to, I think I had a couple shout outs. I'm not quite feeling it today, so I apologize to my vid if you could feel it. You know what I mean? Jay Squeeze said, why don't you say this about your boy Charleston White, celeb? I think what he's referring to is the whole Killer Mike situation. And we said never forget. We said never forget all of the celebrities that sold us out. So Jay Squeeze is saying, well, why don't you say this about your boy Charleston White? To which my response is, never forget. I said it, never forget. Everyone that sold us out, right? Don't forget the fact that they did that. Please don't. Nilsa Santiago said other races gotta stop supporting a lot of these companies. They don't like other races. Oh, I guess she's talking about Trick Daddy situation. Buy from good companies. Tommy Hill and Polo don't care about nobody but the money we're giving them. Support black and other companies that are down with multicultural people and also that believe in God. Cut the cancer out. They only like your money. That's true. It's true. Vicky Watson said, can we stop making excuses for bad behavior? What you talking about, Vicky? She said, men cheat on the women they consider wife material too. This is true. It's not a woman's issue. I don't think we're saying it is. It's an issue with self-control. Facts. It's not about being a hoe. People just need to be honest and allow the other person to have a choice to stay or go. If men or women don't want to be in a monogamous relationship, it needs to be said up front. Allow people the right to choose. Yeah, that's all nice and fine and dandy, and what you're saying makes sense. But a lot of people want to have their cake and eat it too. I always hated that phrase. A lot of people want to be able to enjoy the benefits of one thing while enjoying the benefits of another, right? And like sometimes like the exclusivity of something like monogamy, a lot of people will string you along like, okay, nah, you're good for this, but you're not necessarily good for that. So all of us should strive to be good in all areas to the best of our ability. And here's the thing. Intimacy is important for a lot of people, but I think intimacy is just more than the physical act of, like sexual intercourse. Sometimes it's how you speak to a person, right? Sometimes it's the respect that's given to a person, right? The dignity that's given to a person, the value you ascribe to a person, being able to see what a person needs and then answering that need ahead of time. You understand? Sometimes it'd be that. Somebody in a relationship can be complaining about how their body is aching to their spouse. Now, an attentive spouse, a good spouse, will see what the issue is and try to fix the issue. Your body is aching. Let me give a back rub or a back massage or whatever. You understand? And sometimes a woman might give all kinds of clues that they may want to go out or they may want to do something. And then that's when you try to meet that need too. You follow me? I think that's how it should go. The Marriott said, if you're a thug and you don't look at your lawyers as part of your gang, you're an idiot. That goes hand in hand with being a criminal smart, guys. There's nothing wrong with sending your lawyers at people. Yeah, I don't understand the code at all. That's a power move. There's nothing chump about it. Ratting is when you tell on another criminal, my guy, not when you're disputing the rights to your legal assets. All the lawyer is a person who discusses something for you that has nothing to do with being a rat. I think the rat narrative comes in when the law is involved. I think the law being involved, or potentially even if somebody can go to prison, I think that's when you have the issue where, you know, the word rat is invoked and whatnot. And of course, shout out to New York Peeps. New York Peeps mentioned yesterday's video and how it was kind of, I don't want to say triggering, but it opened up a lot of old wounds. So I apologize whenever we have videos and we speak about DV and it opens up wounds and stuff like that. It is something that happens in the culture. I do like to try and address things that happen in the culture because they're happening in all of our lives, you know. So and like every issue we discuss on this channel touches every single one of us in one way or another. You know what I mean? Like I grew up seeing, you know, DV, and it was traumatizing. You follow me? And as a result, I would make statements like I will never do what I saw. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I don't drink. Which is why, you know what I'm saying? I'm not into the DV piece. You know, you follow me? Anyway, let's wrap this bad boy up. Quavo and finally, Quavo and Offset apparently have linked up. They're working on music together. Do we have a video of it? I don't know if we have a video of it. Let me see if we got a video of it. I think we do. I think we have a video of the two of them being spotted together in the studio. This is the first time in 4 years since Takeoff passed away. Take a look. Yeah, man. Hey, look, man, it's a beautiful thing for brothers to dwell in unity, man. And we're happy to see them back in the studio together, working together. That's a beautiful thing. We would pray that, that relationship mends and that good things happen for these brothers right here. Oh, no, it looks like I'm getting a little bit of a flat. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I got to put some air in my tire. Be sure to like. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source for celeb news.
Morning broke with lightning strikes and smoke began to billow. No comfort in the sanctuary, no peace upon the pillow. Mount Sinai is a furnace, now it's shaking at the core. A cinematic rumble that we never felt before. The trumpet sound is growing loud, a long and piercing strain. It echoes through the valley floor and vibrates through the rain. Moses leads them to the edge to meet the one who calls, while majesty is breaking down the psychological walls. Controlled and calm, the prophet speaks. The answer comes in deep, a voice of many waters, while the rest of nature sleeps. It's the authority, the heavy cloud upon a peak. The fire is descending and the world is feeling weak. It's the authority, the thunder rolling through the air, a terrifying presence that you feel from everywhere. Don't gaze too long, don't cross the line. Stay back and hold your breath. Between the glory and the fire lies the shadow of our death. Step into the darkness where the light is hidden well. A story that the elders and the children's children tell. He descended in the flame, he descended in the might, a pillar of the smoke against the canvas of the night. Every heart is pounding like a drum against the chest. Put your pride away because you're failing every test. This is holy ground.